News at 6.
For years, the Duke City has seen way too many killings. It is a sore spot for Albuquerque, city leaders, police, and the hundreds of families destroyed mostly by gun violence. Tonight, we may have, though, the first signs the tides of violence are turning here. Ryan Laughlin has been digging into the numbers, and Ryan, it's early, but some of the top brass at APD seem to think we're starting to see results here.
Yeah, Tessa, no one is throwing a parade celebrating just yet, because lately, the deadliest violence here in Albuquerque would only get worse year after year after year. And as we near the halfway point in 2023, we are in a position we have not been in since 2020.
It was just something that I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a police officer.
A 20-year career wasn't enough for George Vega.
Chief Medina gave me another life, and him and I discussed it, and I came back to the Criminal Investigations Division.
He says for the first time in a long time, homicides in Albuquerque are slowing down.
As we stand right now, I feel like we're going in the right direction. But
last year at this time, 54 people had been killed in the city. This year, we're at 44. Commander Vega is looking at the last few months of last year and sees something positive.
Once you're looking at an 8-month decrease, which is, excellent.
Albuquerque has set a record for homicides 3 of the past 4 years. 2020, the year we were all told to stay at home, is the exception.
We're working smarter now.
He says they identified last May and June as exceptionally violent. 15 homicides each month. Now, Vegas says, they're trying to increase their presence.
We're running more operations now. More divisions are in communication on who's out, and more targeted areas that we're looking at.
Last month, APD detectives handled 8 homicides.
A couple of weeks will go by and we have maybe 1 homicide, but then you'll have a weekend like we did last weekend where you have 4 cases that pop up.
So far in June, we've had 5 homicide cases. The recent party where 3 teens were shot and killed counts as 2 cases. That's because police say one shooter was killed, so it's considered justifiable.
And when we get through, the summer months, let's see what worked and see what didn't.
Vegas says expanding the homicide unit to 16 current detectives, growing the digital intelligence team, investments in technology, and adding victim advocates have all helped.
And I would say the Albuquerque Police Department is more of a team now than before.
Tessa, as you know, the summer months can historically be really violent here. Yeah. But even back in 2020, then we didn't set, that was the last time we did not set a record for homicides. Mm-hmm. At this time, we were 6 homicides behind back then. This year, we are now 10 behind the pace. Yeah. Hopefully a sign of good things to come. Now, Vega does say that he's incredibly proud of the work APD detectives are putting in. We're at about a 90% clearance rate, which is another big change that we've seen with the expansion of the homicide unit recently.
It's interesting that case you brought up where the 3 teens were killed at that party. So again, it's 2 homicide cases considered because one of the teens that they said shot was killed in that gunfire. So do we have any other cases of similar circumstances where it's considered justifiable?
Yeah, so that is exactly what APD classifies them as, justifiable homicides. This year, so far, APD is reporting we've already had 6. We're only at the halfway point. Last year, all of last year, we only had 4 justifiable homicides, something we'll be watching.
All right, well, we'll take any sign of improvement we can find, that's for sure.